Hello everyone, this is John Ward with the Appalachian Channel, and I'm here at the Blackwell Chapel Store, and I'm with Mike Hoback. It's been his dream since he was a kid to own this store. He grew up here, it was in his family, and he's going to tell us the story and the history of it. And he just purchased this and got it back open a couple of years ago, and it was shut down since 1988. So he has opened up one of the old stores again. We're seeing so many of them shut down, and it's just so amazing to find some people that's interested in coming back in and open up a community store like this. And I'm sure the community is very thankful to have a place they can come and eat.
Yes.
There's not a lot of places around here much to eat, I guess. So.
No, fast food places.
Fast food. So Mike's going to show us the history of this, which is really amazing, because this is actually originally the back of the store, and the front was over there when the road run down through here, and they changed it in the 50s, and he's going to tell us the story. So let's go take a walk around the store. You ready?
Ready.
Let's go. Okay, Mike, so I know people's going to want to know where this is at. Let's go ahead and in the first opening of this video and explain how to get here. You're in Virginia.
Right, we are 8 miles north of Meadowview, Virginia, and Meadowview sits on 81 between Abingdon and Marion. We're in Washington County. You take Route 80 west out of Meadowview. You come 5 miles and turn right at the Lindale community, and we're 3 miles up Rich Valley Road from Lindale.
And your address would be what? If they're going to Google it.
29351 Rich Valley Road, Meadowview, Virginia.
And you're about 20 minutes off of, see you guys.
Have a good one.
And you're about 20 minutes off I-81, and
Right.
I've traveled down through there many times going to North Carolina, and I didn't know you was here until Mary contacted me.
Right.
So yeah, so we're looking here at your store, and we see that you've had to do some work, I guess. You had to redo the porch.
We added this porch. There was a small stoop on the front where that door is, and we added the full porch.
So, and you started on this project in 2021?
2021. Well, we wanted to do it earlier, but the store left our family at an auction in 2003, and the man who bought it, who was very instrumental in us being here, because he did not want to see it tore down. His name was Phil Vincent from Bristol, and he was the retired chief of police in Bristol, Tennessee, and he always wanted me to have it. After he had owned it a while, he wanted to sell it back to me because he knew I wouldn't tear it down, that I would do something with it. He never opened it, and we bought it in 21 and opened in December of 22.
But it goes all the way. Tell them how far it goes back in your family. That's how this started.
Well, actually, the land goes further than the store. The land that the store sits on was owned by John D. Blackwell, who was my great uncle. And he started the Blackwell Chapel United Methodist Church and Cemetery, and also was instrumental in getting the schoolhouse here in the community. And he ran a government still house here, which was approved by the government and sold whiskey and different kinds of alcohol. And the story was that the reason the still house closed, which was before 1908, was because they passed a law in Virginia. You couldn't produce, manufacture, or distribute alcoholic beverages within 1 mile of a house of worship. So the church that he started closed his still house. And he actually passed away in 1908 and was buried on the first day of school that he started, the school he started. And my grandmother went there when she was a little girl, and she said they canceled school that morning so everybody in the community could go to his funeral. Then they started the school in the afternoon. And then in 1908, George W. Harrington, who was my great uncle, he married my grandfather's sister, Sena Blackwell Harrington. He built the store and opened it and ran it till 1945. And from 45 till 47, there were a couple other families involved. And in 47, my aunt and uncle, my mother's sister, William and Virgie Blackwell Crabtree, bought the store and ran it from 47 till 88. And they lived here that time too.
In 88, it's when it's closed, so
Right.
it's closed all those years for like 40-something years, I guess. And
close to it.
so you were telling, and we did a walk around when I got here. You showed us, let's talk about the front of the store where it originally.
Okay.
Let's walk around here and look at this a little bit.
This was the back of the store originally, and this road was relocated from the other side of the store to this side of the store in 1950. And so they had to reconfigure the inside to meet the needs of the front of the store.
So yeah, this is all new constructions. Y'all got a nice new sturdy porch here with some chairs for people to come relax, I guess, and sit out here. Got you some, looks like you've had to do quite a bit of electrical work.
Had to rewire the whole building.
Yeah, I'd say
Had to plumb and rewire the whole building.
That was cheap, wasn't it?
Yeah, real cheap. Still paying for it.
I'm sure. So you're retired from the state of Virginia? You work for the state? Yeah.
I worked for Department of Social Services, then Department of Education. I licensed assisted living facilities and daycare centers.
Okay.
And I retired from there in 2021 and spent all my retirement savings here.
So here's something I like, the spring house that you used to use, you no longer use that.
There's a spring up the road and it's piped into here, and at one time that water was piped into the kitchen. Now we have county water that we utilize for the building.
So this is a good sized building, I guess. So.
Oh yeah, it's about 30 by 60 roughly. Large building. Still a lot of unused space in it. If we had more septic ability, we might put a venue room in it, but we're still doing birthday parties, and people rent the store for different functions too.
And you was talking about your septic system. You have to do something special because you don't have city or county sewer here.
And I don't have any fill lines, so the county has allowed me to put in what they call a pump and haul. And this is a 3,000 gallon tank, so when it fills up, we have it pumped. And the county, Washington County, Virginia, has bent over backwards to get us into business and has really supported us. I can't say enough about them.
They wanted to see the store open
up.
They
did.
So, you've got quite a few of these air conditioning units all the way around the building.
We're using these mini splits, but we still use the wood stove in the main part of the store in the winter too. So we still want to do some work out here. I want to put a smaller porch out here and have this so people can come in from the parking lot. But right now this is the original front. And we took a door out here and put a window in the kitchen area where we work.
Okay, there was a door over there that was probably for the residential part, I guess.
Well, that went into the storeroom.
A storeroom, okay.
And that door, we took the whole door out and put it out front because it was a 36-inch door, and the county or the state requires a 36 egress door. So.
Well, boy, this would be pretty to redo, wouldn't it? Get it all back.
We're planning on redoing this just as it is, fixing those doors up and doing some work out here.
Well, you make sure to get some before and after pictures of that. That'll be nice, won't it? So this was the main road at one time up into the 50s. This was the main
road, and it went across in front of that house, and then it cut back up to the current existing road. So.
Well, here's your grandkids leaving. Let's talk to them real quick before they get going. Let's let everybody see your grandkids. And we've been out here talking. We told them we'd come in and see them before they left. Gotta show them grandbabies off.
This is my daughter-in-law Tracy and my granddaughter Emma, and this is Elena and Andy.
You upset?
Looks like a little tired.
Looks like he needs a nap.
Oh,
don't we all?
This is little Elena.
Hey, how you doing? Well, we wanted to get a picture of you after we all left, so thanks for waiting there for us for a minute.
Can I get a hug? Can I get a
hug?
Bye, baby. You sweet thing, you.
Bye, Michael.
Bye. Love you. Emma, take care, honey.
Love you.
Love you. Andy, quit fussing.
Once we get going, it'll be good.
Well, let's go inside and show us around in there, and let's meet some of your customers and your staff and family and all that. You got all kinds of people in here today, looks like. So this is the door you replaced from the back, because you had to have 36 inches for code.
Egress, right.
All righty. So how about this doorknob? Was it on there originally?
That's everything's just like it was.
Ah. So this part here would originally been what?
The living room of the apartment. And this was their front door here. And so in 1950, when the store was reconfigured, they took this as the opening area of the store.
So let's talk about some of the original equipment here.
This was here all my lifetime. This is an ice cream cooler, and we sell good old Homestead Creamery ice cream out of Burnt Chimney, Virginia, that people really like. This showcase was not native to the store. The original showcase was half that side, but it was sold at the auction in 2003. But we bought this from a man in Bristol, and it serves our purposes real well. So now here's some pictures of some of the owners of the store. This was the original owner, my great uncle George W. Harrington. And he closed the store in 1947, and he died in, 1945, and he died in 1947. This was my aunt and uncle that ran the store for 50 years, or for right at 50 years. And that's William and Virgie Blackwell Crabtree. And this picture was made in the store with one of the local neighbors with my aunt. That's Cora K. Wood Cox there, standing by the wood stove. So
And that's still the stove that's in here.
that's the same stove that's been here all of my life.
And so that's what people don't realize. You grew up here around here as a kid coming here.
I grew up in Roanoke, but I spent my summers here, and I always wanted to run this store. So
So it's a kind of a
got my dream.
dream come true.
Yeah.
So how about this counter here?
This counter was actually, the counters in here came all the way down before the time of electricity. So this was cut off of one of those ends to make the front counter.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened to the other piece of that counter. So,
Wherever you sit.
now this is my sister, Peggy Eddy. This
Hello.
is John Ward from the Appalachian Channel, my brother-in-law Tom, and their friend Millie White from Marion.
Do y'all live here local close?
We're going to. We've got a house. That
She's building a house down the road.
Well, how about that?
Now this is some good friends and a cousin of mine, Martha Ann Blackwell Hockett, their two daughters, Karen and Sandra. She does my taxes, I better remember her. And this is their dad, George. They're good customers of ours, come in all the time.
Was y'all happy to see them open back up down here? Yeah.
Martha Ann grew up in that big White House over there.
Oh yeah.
So this was really coming home for her.
I was born in that house.
Oh, you was born over there, so you remember coming here as a kid, I guess.
Oh, yes, I do.
So you didn't have to go far to go to the grocery store, did you? So what? You got any good memories of coming over here?
Let's go.
I know I do, but I don't have it in my head right now.
Well, I'm sure you come over here and got a pop every
Oh,
now
I
and then.
do.
Yeah.
I do.
I guess they sell bologna's stuff and every now and then. I
Oh,
guess.
well,
I can remember.
George still buys bologna by the pound.
Oh yeah.
I said, you still buy bologna by the pound?
Well, good talking to you all.
This
Good
is
meeting
just
you.
like coming home to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good place to come and have a meal, ain't it?
It is delicious.
Have any drinks?
See you girls.
See ya.
I had two. How many keys was that?
So I see we got the original stove right here.
Yeah, this
We back
stove
up so we can see
this
it.
stove was here all of my life, and we put new liners in the chimney so we could use the stove. So we keep firing it all winter long.
Yeah, I bet people enjoy that. I see you
Oh,
got
they
all these. You got all these chairs around here.
Yeah.
You having people come around and pick a little bit and play and sing.
Once in a while, and then we have music. We have venues where we'll set up music and invite people in too. So now a lot of people come in and want to fire on days it's too hot for them to fire.
You don't want to fire when it's hot. So I see you put your heat shield up there.
Yeah, that was getting pretty hot up there, so we put that shield in. So.
I see you got is that a reproduction phone or is that an original?
I bought that from a friend of mine. That's original. He lives up in Saltville, and we just hung it there.
That's neat.
Yeah,
Do you remember having a phone in the store?
I don't. The only phone they had here was a dial phone. That was both. They had one like that before my time.
Yeah. So let's look at some of the, let's just go down this aisle since we're over here. You sell some canned stuff here, looks like.
Yeah, I get most of this stuff from my wholesaler out of Hillsville. They do country ham and side meat, Horton's Produce, and then I have vendors. The vendors put in the candles and the Fenton glass. It's usually local people who have stuff to sell, and I let them come in and bring.
Kind of do a consignment type thing. I
Yes,
guess.
and then we have the soaps that my cousin Tammy does, and these are air fresheners and wax for burners, and then trinkets and things. Then I carry local books like historical books, and then I have some authors that put books here too. So, and this lady over here, who's Sandra Blevins, does all this pretty stuff. And
Oh, okay.
she's one of my best vendors, I will say.
This stuff sells pretty good, you're saying?
Oh yes, we sell a lot of that.
What's that, like a change? What is that?
Change purse.
Change purse.
Mhm. And these are like for coffees, to set your coffee on.
Oh, how about that?
Mug mats and so.
So let's go over and talk to her a minute since she
Okay.
makes them.
This is Sandra and Wade's sister Irma Lee. Irma Lee is 93. 94. She and my mother grew up together and went to school together up on the hill here many years ago. And Wade and Sandra, Irma Lee lives in Abingdon. Wade and Sandra live pretty close out here on Chestnut Ridge.
We live on the same farmland that he grew up on. His daddy sold us an acre for $1.
How about that?
So who are you and what do you do?
Well, I make YouTube videos, a lot about old country stores. I kind of tried to document these stores and preserve the history of some of the things, Appalachian culture and history, and people love those stores. They like seeing them. So Mary contacted me about coming and making a video, so that's what I'm doing. So you make you do this work over here?
I live at my sewing machine.
You do what?
I live at my sewing
You
machine.
live at your sewing
Literally. Literally.
Actually, I taught her everything she knows.
Ah,
You taught her how to do it?
Taught her how to do it.
no, actually, he's a woodworker. He makes hammered dulcimers and bowed psalteries. But
Oh, how about that?
And her daughter is a very well-known quilter.
I have a quilter, a daughter who quilts. She's world class. She gets
Really?
invited all kinds of places. She enters the biggest shows, and well, she's soon going to have to build another room to hold her ribbons.
How about that?
She's that good. She's
Well,
fantastic.
that's amazing. I know you're proud of that.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Her work makes my work look sick.
I don't believe
and I
that.
do pretty good.
Yeah, you
no,
do.
You haven't seen her work yet.
I have.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, but you still do good work,
Well, I
Sandra.
try.
Yeah, but she's one of my good vendors, and the people that do these things here, and the wood burnings, they're the board wines, and they're good vendors. When we first moved in, that display was here for those freezer bags, and they're priced actually, I think, at 59 cents a bag, and I've had a couple of customers buy them, and I said they're probably from the 70s, so I don't guarantee their efficiency, but you're welcome to buy them.
So that was left from the original store.
That was here upstairs, and we cleaned it up
Upstairs.
and brought it down as a display item.
So now, as I'm looking at this right here, originally these stores, the customers didn't really go behind the counters. They would just get stuff off the shelf.
No,
and give it
they always went behind the
They was able to
counters.
go behind
They
the
can move
counters.
anywhere, right?
Okay.
And we have to tell people that because they see these counters and they think they're not allowed back there.
Well, that's the way they used to be. They
Yeah.
would hand you the stuff over the counter.
That's the only counter we restrict movement from, up there where the money is.
Where's the money? Okay. Well, let's sweep down through here and look at some of these craft items that's made here. And let's see, she make these too?
No, this Miss Boardwine makes
Okay, somebody else.
right.
So they can come here and get some local made crafts and got some of these local history books here.
This is High on the Windy Hill was a book that was printed back in the 60s, I think, to catalog all the small family cemeteries in the county and church cemeteries. And then in 2018, they did an update for people who'd been buried since then. And these are local authors who put their books here. I also have some from a young girl who grew up in this area. She's now a vet in Louisa. That's her work.
I like this sign right here. If I say I'll fix it, there's no need to remind me every 6 months. Let's look at these lights over here. I just
Okay.
got my attention. What you got over here?
Now my brother makes these, and they not only are lights, but they have the USB portals with them for charging your phone and your electronic devices.
How about that? That's all right. I like those. That's neat. Now, what do they call them type bulbs like that, you know?
I don't know. He used to buy them at Walmart, and they've discontinued them, but he can find them now at Lowe's. So
So you got some cat food over here, and
yeah, the animals have to eat too.
So you stock a little bit of stuff for the local people if they need something.
Yeah.
Where's your closest dollar store at?
Meadowview, which there's one in Saltville, which is 7 miles, and Meadowview's 8 miles.
Okay.
So
Well, hopefully they won't put one in the middle.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
So you got tea right here for people?
Yeah, they
tea
can
and
fix their
coffee?
own tea and coffee.
Yeah. This looks like an old display that might have been from the store here.
Yeah, that came. We found it upstairs, so I hung some of my little hardware items that I carry.
Yeah. And you still sell some
Paintbrushes
hardware.
and screwdrivers and hacksaws and a few little things for working around a person's house.
And this cooler you said's original to the store, right?
Yeah, we feel like this cooler's probably a 1930 something model. I'm not sure of the age. They didn't put power in the store till the 40s, so it's probably been here since the 40s.
They got it when they got power. So they
Yeah,
could
and
run it.
I had to put a new compressor in it, but otherwise it worked fine. This young lady here is my first cousin. I think you met her before we turned the
Yes.
camera on. Wanted to get you on camera. She's my cousin Bonnie. We call her Tootsie. She lives in Bristol, and she and her family come up a lot and eat with us.
Well, yeah, Bristol's not too far. How far is it to Bristol? How long to get here?
Here about not quite an hour, less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends on which way you go.
Yeah.
There's 100 different
There's
ways
100
to travel.
different
Take the back roads and
I took the back roads.
yeah, well, that's the best way to go is the back roads.
That's
you get
what
to
I think.
get to see all the country and the farms and the barns and the animals and houses and all that.
And no traffic.
No traffic. So this is Tammy right here.
Yeah.
Martin, is that right?
Tammy Martin, I'm part Blackwell, so Mike and I are first cousins.
And so you originally was the one that contacted me and emailed me, I believe, about this place. And
Right.
that's the first time I'd heard about this place. You know, usually I get a comment every now and then, but I was really glad to see that a new store. You know, it's a new old store.
New old store.
New
That's
old
right.
store.
That's
And
right.
we couldn't do it without Tammy because I'm not a computer guru. I'm not even a novice at it, to be honest. She does all of our YouTube, and we have a new website that's up now, and she does all of our publicity, Facebook, and so
I'm the PR person.
she's our PR person. So.
So well, that's great. I guess it's kind of a hobby, I guess, for you to try to promote this and get it. 'Cause,
Yeah, I actually have a degree in mass communication, so I still get to put that to use. So.
Oh well, how
yeah.
about that?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get
so,
to use that.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I was an educator. I had education in mass communication.
So you grew up around here too, or?
Well, my grandparents here in Blackwell Chapel, Mike's mother and my mother were sisters. There were 4 girls and 4 boys. And so I was over here at least weekly or every 2 weeks going to my grandmother's. And I live in Emory, which is about 15 minutes away. Emory Henry College. Now Emory Henry University is in Emory. So it's a small little college town, very small.
So yeah, so I bet you was excited to find out that they were going to open back up.
Mike and I are kind of on the same wavelength. We like old things and like preserving things, and our family history is important to us, and the legacy of this store. When it went out of the community, it went out of family there for a few years. It was hard, but it was Mike's dream to own the store, and I just know that our ancestors, our 2 generations of family that owned it before, would be very proud of the work that he's done.
And actually, we have to give Tammy credit that we're here. She called me one day and she said, there's somebody wanting to buy the store and turn it into a house. You need to call the owner and see if he'll sell it to you. So I called him and I said, are you interested in selling still? And he said yes. So we negotiated over a period of time on the price, and we got it back. So.
And you know, Mike and I, when we were younger, we would be in the store all the time, and our aunt and uncle would give us candy or give us ice cream, and it's just nice to know that when our parents were little, they were up here at the store, and our grandparents were here because our great aunt and uncle had the store. So, you know, 3 generations have been, you know, in this store when it was active, when it was open before, and now we have more generations coming in, and I just think it's wonderful the store is serving the community again. So.
Oh yeah. Are there any other top businesses in this community?
No.
This is it.
We
No,
have the
we-
church around the corner.
We have 2 churches. We have a Baptist church up the road, and then we attend the United Methodist Church here at Blackwell Chapel. But one thing the store has done has restored a sense of community. People who live next door to each other found themselves connecting again when they would come in here and their lives were so busy, they didn't talk. They waved, and then they refocused and recommunicated with each other through the store, and they still do that today. So,
And Mike and I can remember when that bench would be full of people, regulars that would come in every day and sit and talk and tell stories, and especially around the stove is always.
we close at 6, but when my uncle ran it, he closed when the last patron, the last one to come to sit around the stove, when the last one went home, and sometimes that would be 10 or 10:30 at night. Now, people don't do that as much as they used to, but that's how he decided on a closing time.
And when the last customer was served.
When the last customer was served, right.
Well, I see you're having fish today. Looks like everybody's been coming in. That must be pretty popular. So you
Yeah,
do a different special every day?
Tuesday, we're only open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Friday, we do a special. And then Saturday, we do breakfast. It's the only day we do breakfast. We don't really have enough morning traffic here to do breakfast during the week, but Saturday brings people in. So we're here Saturday mornings at 8:30 for breakfast, and then we keep the deli open till 5 every day. And then gives us about an hour to clean up and get ready to go home.
Well, I think I want some fish, and
Well,
I'm
we
gonna get
can-
me something to eat. Let's go back and meet the kitchen staff
Okay.
and everybody else.
This is the heart of the operation, John. This is my brother Steve, my cousin and friend Kathy, and my wife Judy, and they're the heart of this operation. It's not me that brings them in. I do the talking, they do the cooking. So.
Well, now I see some hush puppies over there. Are those homemade or juice?
Well, actually, I'll have to take credit for those. That's the one thing I do cook every Friday is hush puppies.
You make them homemade?
Homemade,
How
yeah.
about that? So you do a little bit of cooking. Make the hush puppies anyway.
Yeah,
Help
yeah.
them out.
This is homemade too, but tartar sauce, Judy makes it.
And Judy does all of our desserts.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got going on here. This is your coleslaw, huh?
This is their coleslaw.
What you got? What's this over here?
That's the dressing
The
for
dressing.
my coleslaw.
And
Or
if
your coleslaw.
she tells you the recipe, she would have to kill you, John. So we better.
I've never
not.
seen dressing for coleslaw.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Yeah.
What's it taste like? What's it made of?
It's got sugar and mayonnaise and mustard and some
Okay.
vinegar.
All right. Well, I'm gonna order a fish and some of that, and I'll try that.
Okay.
Okay.
And, I'm gonna eat and so you said we talked about this earlier when we was in here. This used to be the storeroom.
This was the back room or the storeroom, and that door that's on the front was right here where this window is.
Okay.
And we did enclose the stairs. There was an open stairway that goes upstairs, and there's another stairway in the apartment that goes up. We're doing an Airbnb in behind the cash register. There'll be a living room, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bath. And we're going to start renting that, if not this year, next year. So
people, if they want to come stay in an old country store, they
They
rent
can
them
do that.
Rent them a room and come
That's right.
come stay with you all.
that's right.
And we'll feed them.
Yeah. Well, how about that? That's all right, ain't it? So yeah, it looks like you've had to do quite a bit of work. You got your nice
Yeah, we
ventilation hood and fire suppression system.
Yes,
and
and-
they give them away, don't they? For
yeah
people
they
starting out.
free. Yeah. Like I said, I spent my retirement income here. So
I know it's very expensive to go remodeling.
yeah. Well, I have to put in a plug. We have some friends that live in Chesapeake, the Kennedys and the Shepherds, and they would come for weekends. They're retired. They're the ones that brought us the cabinets from Nag's Head. They would come and spend a week or two. Two refrigerators, a stove. They do estate sales and have friends that are, parting with things. So they would haul it here and they would work with us to get it all done. And they've made a big difference for us. My son and grandson are contractors, and so they've done some of the work themselves. So we've done as much in-house as we can. My brother, he's a jack of all trades, so he's done a lot of the work.
Yeah. Well, I like
He's
these.
the brawn and I'm the brains.
I like
maybe.
these floors in here. These original, I guess.
Yeah, they were quite dusty, and when my uncle had the store, all he would do is sprinkle kerosene on them and sweep them. to keep the dust down. And we refinished them, and it's made a big difference.
Okay.
People love the floors.
Absolutely.
And they're very sturdy, so.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go out here and get my drink, and I'm gonna sit down while you all fix me up something there, and I'll be ready to eat.
Okay, good.
All right, I'm gonna. So, all right, what's your name?
Name's Eddie.
Eddie. And you watched some of my videos before.
I do. We watch them. Most of the time when we're eating lunch, we've been remodeling a house, and we watch your videos for about an hour every day. You was at the, what was it, Burke? Or some store yesterday we was watching.
I don't know. That's the woman I was impressed with.
Oh, yeah.
That might be mine here. Just sit it right here a minute. I'll take it over. I got somebody. Look at that right there. My goodness.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my
Where's your
goodness.
girlfriend today?
I thought she was with you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow.
So I'm going to take that over for me in just a minute, but I'll get out of y'all's way. But I just like talking to people that remember the store as kids. And so you just come here as a kid?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I did. I used to ride a bicycle up here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know you come up and Mr. Crabtree and stuff, and him and his wife lived in the front part of the store, and it was always friendly, you know, to kids and stuff. So it was a good experience.
So I guess you're just happy when they open back up.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Someplace to come get something to eat close.
Yeah, and you know, the good atmosphere of people, you know, the community, and you meet people that's coming in from different states and stuff just to come here.
Just to visit those stores.
Yeah. I think it's like there wasn't a couple here from North Carolina that one week, and said that the reason they came to this area was to come here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just travel to those stores.
Yeah.
They watch the videos I do, and they'll show up. So there'll be some more showing up, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And most seems like more and more, you know, people like me, it's got a little age on us. We like to go back to our memories when we was young.
Absolutely.
And it helps to make you feel better.
Step back in time when you come here, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Gives you a good feeling all over, don't it?
That's right. You don't have to worry. Back in those days, you didn't have to worry about paying bills and working. You were just a carefree kid, you know.
So tell me your name again.
Eddie Henderson.
Henderson. Okay, Eddie. Well, it's good to meet you, and I'll let you get your food here, and I'm gonna go over here and eat, and we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate y'all. Okay, Mike, show us what you got here.
This is the original cash register, but it was more of a bookkeeping system. And Mr. Harriman, George Harriman, would record people's names, and they corresponded to a number. For instance, number 74 was Old Man Henry Helton, and that's the way he listed on the register. And Old Man Henry Helton was my third great-grandfather. And he was number 74, so when he would come in and charge something, they would put his ticket under there. And when he sold his tobacco in the fall, he'd come in and pay off his account. And that's the way people ran their accounts here, where they'd have a name on here with a number, and the number corresponded with their tab.
Now, you found this, you said, still in the store.
Yeah, it was in the store when we bought it.
How about that? This is probably stuff that was in there too.
Yes,
How
I
about
just left
that?
it in there.
That's neat.
And then they had these are old tobacco market tickets when they sold tobacco at Dixie Jenkins' warehouse. And that day my uncle got $3,860 for his tobacco sales.
So your uncle run the store and grew tobacco?
Yes. He had a farm, and the days he would go on the farm, his wife, my Aunt Virgie, would come in and run the store.
Wow.
So that freed him up to go run his cattle, put up hay, and raise tobacco.
So when you found this under the stairs, did it take you a minute to figure out what it was, or did
No,
you know?
I'd seen it all my life,
You
but
knew
how
it.
it didn't get sold at the auction in 2003 is another God moment, because if it had got sold, I'd have never got it back. So
Right.
it was here in the stores.
Well, it's good that you preserved it.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here with Mike and Tammy, and I've been eating some of these hush puppies, and you say you make these?
I do. That's my signature here.
Well, they
is the
are.
hush-
That's the best hush puppies I've ever had, I think.
After I get the hush puppies done, they run me out of the kitchen. But that's
can't do
okay.
nothing else?
Yeah.
Well, you do good on the hush puppies. They're excellent. The fish is good. I've not tried the coleslaw yet, but well, I'm going to let Tammy talk a little bit and tell a little bit about what she does with the Facebook and a little bit of history if you want to.
Sure. Well, I do the publicity for the store, and we have a Facebook page, and recently we added a website for the store because we realize not everybody's on Facebook or Instagram, and so folks can check us out on Facebook by just searching Blackwell Chapel Store, or they can look up our Facebook page, our website page at blackwellchapelstore.com. So, but we appreciate you coming up and giving us a little publicity today. So,
Well, this is what I do for a living, so this is good for me and good for you all.
right.
It works out. A lot of people wonder how it works, and it's just I make money from the ads, and then it helps you all out. So there's no money exchange. You don't pay me, and I don't pay you, and
Right.
it helps both of us, And there'll be people coming, and when you do come in to visit with Mike and everybody here, just let them know that you saw it on the Appalachian Channel. And you said you've been watching the Appalachian Channel because you was kind of researching about opening this store up.
Yeah, I had Googled country stores or general stores on YouTube, and I found your channel, and I started watching about R.M. Brooks and some of the other stores that you did, and some of your interesting videos with different people. The gentleman who passed away,
Ralph, yeah.
I watched all of his videos, and also the one that you had with your mom. I really enjoyed that one. So I've watched everything I see you post. I watch it. So.
Yeah.
So was that? There came a point that you knew this was going to come available again. At that point, did you get pretty excited about it?
Oh yeah. Like I said earlier, Tammy was the one that alerted me that someone else might be wanting to buy the store. So we started talking to the owner then, who had bought the store in 2003, and so we began the process. And I really couldn't have done this without my brother's help. And he was retired from Blue Cross in Roanoke, and his kids are all grown and moved away. So he said to me one day, "You want a partner?" And I said, "Sure." So he doesn't, he's not a partner in the store, but the Airbnb, he's a partner in that, and he's been real instrumental in helping us get in the building where it is, as well as many other people, friends, neighbors, people have donated stuff. Most of what you see on the top of the shelves, which is not for sale, has either been donated or stuff that we had all along that we moved into the store. So there's been a lot of people who've played a role in getting this store going. So.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a big project.
Yes, and the thing about it is, I went from working 40 hours a week to working more than 40 hours a week, so, but...
I'm sure there's plenty of nights you was here, probably spend nights sometimes.
Yeah, well, and what I did, I prayed about it, and I said, Lord, help the store to pay for itself, and it has. I can't say we've gotten rich, but the store supports itself, and that's what's important, because that way, if it does that, I can keep it open and keep it functioning for the community. And, people have used the store for other things, too. We did a 90th birthday party here for a lady. We did a baby shower here. We've had different events here, so...
Concerts.
Yes, we have music concerts. Try to do that at least quarterly. That takes a lot of work to get that ready and to do that part of it. But we enjoy bringing bluegrass, old-time bands here. So
We've had, about 4 a year?
Yeah.
So going on this December, will be 2 years you'll be
2
open.
years, December 22nd.
So the store sat here for, almost 40 years, I guess, didn't it?
Close to it. So, and the building was pretty well preserved, considering it wasn't occupied from 2000 on. Now, our aunt stayed in the building till 2000, then she had to go to a nursing home. And so other than replacing the windows, we haven't done a lot of structural work on the building, except where we've added walls and stuff for the apartment that's coming up. And the big job was cleaning the building and painting it and redoing the floors. So
this building was built in 1908?
08.
08. And so it was your family, and you go back to some great uncles or
a great uncle and his wife ran the store from '08 till '45.
Had they had a store before that? Because this is a big building to start a brand new store with, it seems like.
No, I think that was their first shot at doing store business.
Really?
But now this community had three stores at different times.
Okay, so there
And
was some other
I
general
don't
stores.
think that three operated at one time. Well, actually four when you count John Colley's store. There was four stores in this community, three in sight of each other, right here. One up this lane, this building next door was a store building, and then there was one down the road about a half a mile. So at any given time, there were two stores in this community.
Now, what's this community's income? Farming or?
Farming, and a lot of the farming is part-time cattle. We no longer have tobacco industry, so that business has gone away. But most of the farmers, there's very few that farm full-time. Most of them work somewhere else and have cattle on their land and do part-time farming. So.
But if we go back to 1908, though, what do you think?
Oh, it was
Tobacco?
all farming
farming.
then.
Tobacco probably was a big part.
Cattle and
Yeah.
tobacco.
And a lot of people, when they grew up here, they left here because they didn't want to farm. And most of the people who left here, let's say from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, either went to Bluefield and worked on the railroad, or they went to southern West Virginia and worked in the coal mines.
Some of them moving back now that they're retired.
Yeah, my first cousin and her family, they all lived out in southern West Virginia in Coldwood, home of the Rocket Boys, and her family all moved back here from West Virginia. So there's not much left out there, so a lot of those folks have migrated back. But then a lot of our family moved on from Bluefield in the West Virginia area. They went on to Tidewater and worked in the shipyards and did different things. So those families really didn't come back. They come back to visit, but they don't like the real rural nature. They got used to having the conveniences.
So this tells me how rural you are. How far is it to the closest Walmart?
We're 11 miles to Walmart, which is in Abingdon, and we're 8 miles to the Dollar General store. So now, most of the people in the community don't buy their bulk of their groceries here, but if they need a bag of flour, a pound of butter, a half a gallon of milk, they'll come in here and get it before they drive 8 miles.
Yes. Well, I'm sure that you know it's hard for the small guys to buy the bulk and the pricing, and it's hard to sell it as cheap. A lot of people don't understand that. They think that in a small store like this that you can buy it at the same price that Walmart does,
No.
but you can't do that.
No, you can't.
But the community has been very supportive. Like I said earlier, the county has been very supportive. The community itself has been supportive. People do come in here and patronize us. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, not only the family was excited, but the community was excited about the store opening up. And it was approved itself when we had the grand opening. I don't know if Mike, he probably didn't tell you, but you could not stir.
We had
people with
200
us
people in here for the
We
grand
had
opening.
people standing on the front porch waiting to get in, and we had people who didn't get in because it was so crowded. And we were thrilled and just couldn't believe.
So what did you serve that day? Did you have a special that day? What was you just cooking the first day?
Yeah, we did a modified menu. We did barbecue, chicken sandwiches, and hot dogs. We didn't have a special or anything like that. We did easy prepare foods. And our friends I mentioned from Tidewater, they had been doing this with their fishing club, been going to Bass Pro Shops in Newport News for years doing sales, and they came and sort of guided us that first day and got us through the tough day, you know. And then we settled in. When we first opened, now today has been a very busy day. We're not busy like this every day. It's more of a steady flow from 11 o'clock till 5. It's not unusual for people to come in at 3:30, 4 o'clock and eat. You know, they know we're open till 5. So, but now Fridays tend to be our busiest day, or Saturday, depending. When we have our fish, people come for that, and we have a lot of takeouts. People call.
Oh yeah, I saw that. People waiting for the food.
Yeah, come by and pick it up and take it home. So.
What is it? How much is your plate lunch a day? Like this is fish. What's this?
The fish dinner is $12, but typically most of our specials run about $10.
About $10
Yeah,
for a lunch
$10.
special.
And it includes a meat and 2 vegetables.
You can't go through the drive-through at Burger King for less than $10 or $12.
Right. Now I noticed
anyway,
this, Does it come with, on Fridays, does it come with dessert? Or?
It doesn't come with dessert, but we sell it separate,
Okay.
and my wife makes all the desserts, and she's quite the cook when it
Yeah.
comes to the
So now,
desserts.
what kind of work has your wife done through you?
She worked at the Agency on Aging for this planning district. She was a case manager,
Okay.
and she actually retired before me, and I put her back to work.
He's kept her quite busy.
I kept her quite busy, so. She laughs and tells me if something happens to her, I'll have to find another woman that's willing to work in the kitchen, which may or may not
That
happen.
can cook too.
We're talking about you.
Come on over here. We're filming. Come over here. Stand right here a minute. You know,
Yeah, come over here. Here, sit down right here, and I'll go get this other
We're
chair.
just getting ready to close the video out. And we're just gonna say,
I told him what you said, that if something happened to you, I'd have to find another woman to do the cooking. So,
I think that would be hard.
so what do you think? Do you like this pretty good, or you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So you're working a lot more harder now than in retirement than you did before,
Yes,
probably.
sir, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't get much done at home. And
No, we do
sometimes
not.
at night, and our food is good. I'm not going to say it's not, but sometimes at night, we go other places to eat just so somebody else has to wash the dishes.
Absolutely.
And we have to check up on our competition in the community too. So.
Well, I don't know much about this area. I know I passed by your exit 3 or 4 times this year going to North Carolina already.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't know till Tammy reached out and sent me an email. And
Right.
I came right on up. I was ready to come meet you all and let them.
Well, we've been talking about it for a while, getting you up here because, like I say, your videos are very impressive, and we enjoy watching them. So,
Well, thank you. And I know you said that you had went to a lot of the, before you opened up, you went on kind of a tour of some of the general stores to see what they were doing and figure out what you need to do.
Right.
Tell us about that a little bit.
well, that was many years ago, but we left Roanoke. My parents lived in Roanoke, and we left Roanoke one day, and it was a Saturday. And we got off the interstate at Christiansburg and went over in the country and turned right. And we came through Montgomery and Pulaski and Wythe and into Smith and into Washington County, and we stopped at every country store we found. And I had a questionnaire for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, what
So you
sales.
told them you was thinking about opening up?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And ask them what sold and what didn't sell. And as I told you earlier, there were some of them were mom and pop operations that were small, and some of them were more organized.
Did you
with,
make it over to the Mass General Store in Valley Crucis?
now we've been there several times.
Yeah, that's quite an operation there.
Yes, it is. Of course, they carry a lot of products that we don't, such as clothing and shoes.
Yes, well, that's hard to, they've been doing it for a while.
Right. But the stores we went to, you know, the owners were very open about things. They said, this works, this doesn't work. Some of them told us we survive by selling beer. You know, people come in and buy their beer here. Others said we survive with a deli. And so that's why we chose the deli, and the deli works.
There's only 2 ways really for a small mom and pop general store, not really a general store, a country store as much as it used to be years ago. They have to serve food.
Right.
To get people to come in.
Right.
Because you cannot compete with selling general products with there's dollar stores everywhere. They seem like
Right.
they'll pop up they'll probably be on the moon before long, but it's hard to compete with them. So the food's what brings the people
Right.
in.
And the other 3 things that bring people in is my specialty products like pickles, jellies, and jams, and my soda pops that are in a glass bottle. I get
Yes.
those in West Jefferson. The knee highs,
The knee-high grape's
right?
my favorite. Yeah.
And
wine.
the cheer wines, and then the Ashe County cheese. People will come in specifically for those items, and it's not a real burden. I go to Ashe County to West Jefferson a little over an hour. I go there about once a quarter and stock up on what I need. You know, it's hard to get companies to deliver here.
They're kind of out of the way.
Right, my wholesaler, I have to meet him at the interstate about once a week, And then the one that sells the fish and our meats and things, they come out of Salem, Layman's, and they actually come here to the store and bring it here. And they're real easy to work with, real good to work with. They do a lot of small stores and delis. So you just have to learn the business and learn what works and what doesn't work. We found several things that didn't work. When we were doing our fish, we ordered some that wasn't good to serve. All it took is one day, and then we changed, you know.
One try, you said you had to do something different.
And we do Sam's and Walmart. I'm not saying we don't do them, and they help. With Sam's, they're 20-some miles from us, but I can order stuff and they'll deliver it because I'm a Plus member. So I don't even have to go there if I just need a few things. So when I do large order, I go pick it up, you know. So, but I mean, they're helpful to me. I couldn't do without Sam's and Walmart. So, you know, I'll give them some business and they can send me some.
So as a kid, you come here and it's kind of your dream to own this place eventually, and so are you living the dream?
I am. I'm truly enjoying myself, and sometimes I have to pinch myself and realize it has happened because it was a pretty large project,
yes.
You know, and it's not without its problems, but we really do enjoy it, and it's meant the world not only to our community but to our family to bring this back, because our aunt and uncle that ran the store did not have children, and they adopted all of us. And, you know, treated us quite well in the store.
Free ice cream.
Yeah.
Candy, pop.
I have to tell a story. My sister's still here. She came in one day and set a Diet Mountain Dew on the counter, and she said, "My Aunt Virgie would have given me this." And I said, "Look at this face. It ain't Aunt Virgie. Pay for it."
Well,
I was just going to say another thing that Mike is lets the local crafters come in and put vendors.
We looked at a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff here and talked to the lady that makes these pot holders and change holders, and she was here.
Yeah, so they can get some unique gifts here.
And what I normally do with my vendors, if they come to me and they have a product, I say, put one or two in here and let's see if they do anything. And then if they do, then I do a contract with that vendor, and there's a small vendor fee. It's not much. And then I take a commission out of all the sales. At first, I was keeping track of everybody's stuff, and that became quite the job. So I told my vendors the first of this year, you have to keep track of what you have in here. So you come each month and tell me how many sales you have. And that's worked better for me.
Easier to keep up with.
Right. And like I say, some vendors, after they're here a month, they see their stuff's not going to sell, and they pull their stuff, you know. It just depends. Right.
You got to be in the right place.
You know, and even stuff like this quilted stuff over here, one month she might have a great month, next month might be sort of slim. And it depends on the economy, it depends on the weather. We've pretty much stayed open all winter. I think last winter we had one snowstorm. It was pretty major. We closed when the power was out, so I had to close that day. But, you know, we keep our hours all winter long. If I say I'm going to open at 9 and close at 6, then I will stay open from 9 till 6. Okay. You know, if it's not been a busy day, the kitchen's clean, everything's done, we're ready to go home at 5:30. But I sit in that rocker till 6, because if my neighbor expects me to be here till 6, that's one thing that Tiffany taught me from R.M. Brooks. She said, keep your hours. Whatever you advertise, you keep it.
So you went over and visited Tiffany?
Went over and had lunch with Tiffany one day. That was before her husband died. We really enjoyed that trip. So.
Well, I'll have to tell her that you opened up after visiting her, that you opened up a store. I'll be seeing her actually the 5th, 6th, and 7th of September.
She's doing some expansion.
Yeah, well, I stay at their campground there and take my motor home, and they have their car show on the 7th. Right. So I'll do a live stream on Thursday night from her place, and then tell them about the car show. Then on Friday I film at the store, and then on Saturday I film outside at the car show. So,
now we went by Thelma Frog's store, but we didn't stop that day. We didn't have time. We were going to Tiffany's. I wanted to stop to see Thelma. I enjoyed her.
She's a legend. She's been there for since 1957.
Right.
We'll have to go back.
Same location.
Right.
She's about 90 years old, and she comes in every day. So that's one of the good things about what I do is the people I get to meet and the places I get to visit, like this store that's over 100, almost 120 years old now. And
Well, you're preserving history. You know, digitally, you're preserving history.
yeah, and people watch it from around the world. It's hard to believe that, you know, you get comments from, you know, the UK and the Netherlands, and then we have people that come visit from overseas to the places.
Yeah.
They'll plan trips maybe a year or two ahead of time. So I've been filming with some of the people that's from Switzerland and Ireland. Sometimes when I run into them, but I don't always get to see them. They'll be at places and I'm not there, but they'll leave a comment and say, "We got to visit Tiffany's. We're from England or wherever," you know. So, well, we're gonna get ready to close out, I guess, and I'm gonna finish eating up here this food here in a minute and get me some, got me some cake right here. I know I'm gonna like that. And but guys, I appreciate y'all's time.
And we appreciate you.
Inviting me to come up.
Right.
And guys, make sure to leave them a comment. Let them know what you think about the store, and give them a little bit of encouragement, because it always helps when somebody encourages you for what you're doing, because they've done a great thing here to come in and to spend untold amount of money. You probably don't even know how much you spent, because you got to spend it if you can't keep up with
We
it.
quit counting.
He wants to be able to sleep at night.
So you probably did quit counting at some point, because yeah, I can see the stuff that you've done, and I know what it costs because I've remodeled it. And people don't realize, they think, well, you got a building there and you're good, but an old building is so hard. Come on over, we're going to say bye-bye here. We're closing up.
It's under the counter. Say goodbye to the audience.
We're going to say bye. We're closing out right now, and just tell them, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let me go get this lady's wallet.
We're done.